Hey, this is Dave with the Southern Fried Podcast, and we're in a special place. We talk about it all the time. We do commercials for them, and we try to help them as much as we can. They've been a blessing to us, and we want to be a blessing to them. Animal Rescue Alliance, ARA, and we've got Robert here with us, and spin around and show him, and I'm going to let him introduce. But we're excited to be here.
Yes, we are. And, you know, they do really good work here. This is Miss Carol. She runs this whole place. And let me tell you something. All these animals are well taken care of, and they're waiting to come home. They need a home. So I'm going to let you talk about what you do.
Well, these cats are definitely living the life of luxury here. You can see that we have the cages. A lot of people, when they first come here, are a little not sure if they're going to be okay coming into a shelter. They say, oh, I want to see animals in cages.
Right.
Well, they have cages that they go into at night because we like to monitor their litter activity and their diet and that type of thing. But then during the day, we open all the cages. They get to come out. They have a catio, which is a cat patio.
We'll go out there.
And they get to go out there, and they spend all day out, and we let them take turns coming out in the lobby and visiting with everybody. So they really have a good life here, but it's not the forever home that they need to be in.
Right.
Yes.
So, you know, we're a good place to land until the home comes up, but they would like to be in a home. A lot of these cats, right now we have a lot of kittens that we raised here. We took in a lot of litters, but we've had a lot of cats that come in that are owner surrendered, where the owner either goes into assisted living or moves away, whatever reason they can't keep a cat. And those cats are just out of their element because they're used to being in a home, and then they're here, and though we love them and take good care of them, they need to be in a home. So.
And one of the best things that you see on the streams is when you put up that celebration when somebody comes to adopt. I love reading those. It's so exciting. Everybody's all smiles. Usually have a picture with the new owner and you know, the animal, and it's an exciting time. I always, you know, we give it a like and a love and all that. It's always cool to see that. And I can imagine how many people see that. I know it is for y'all.
It is.
But
it's happy for us
those are
too.
Great days, you know.
Well, we had one yesterday. We had one of our cats adopted by. We get a lot of adoptions because we're about an hour from Tallahassee, an hour from Dothan, Alabama, and an hour from Thomasville. We're right in the corner, southwest corner of Georgia. And so we get, believe it or not, a lot of Tallahassee students that come over.
Okay.
And we're excited about that because you have young people that, you know, they're animal lovers and responsible, and we're really happy to, you know, hook them up with an animal where a lot of times the students are away from home and they need that comfort that an animal provides.
Yeah,
that's
a
awesome.
great idea.
Yeah.
And you know, you can see these kittens. Here, Jim, get a shot of this little guy here. He's not scared of nobody, not timid.
Well,
They're the little ones down
that's
here.
Lane. Lane fell out of a car at a bank.
Oh no.
Yeah, he was up in the engine.
But all these cats are well adjusted.
Yeah.
They're playful. They're friendly. They're not skittish. You know, these are kittens that are ready for a home.
Yeah.
You know, and they've already got litter trained and everything. I mean, these guys are ready to come home. They're fixed, so that's already taken care of, and it's $75 to adopt a cat.
It's actually $110, but that covers the spay or neuter surgery, the rabies shots, the 3 sets of the kitten shots. They've been dewormed, they've been defleed, microchipped. So really, you know, when you take a cat home from us, you don't have to do anything else. There's no other charges. Where, you know, sometimes you see people saying, a free kitten, come get a free kitten. And they're not free.
Right.
I ran into that with mine.
Yeah.
I rescued him out of the yard. It was out of a churchyard, and of course I wouldn't trade nothing in the world for him, you know. But after I got him all of his shots, all of his neuter, you had to have his eye taken care of.
Right.
I was more than $1,500 into it.
Yeah.
It doesn't take long when you go and pick one up for a free kitten.
Yeah.
It's not free, but 110, you can't beat that. And it's all set up, ready to go. All you got to do is take them home.
Another thing about our facility is that we are a private 501c3 organization. We are not a municipal shelter, so we're not open intake, and that means that we don't have a contract with local municipalities to just take everything that they bring us. We can be very particular.
Right.
Sometimes when you have facilities that are open intake, they receive so many animals that they are required to take and run out of space, and that's when they start euthanizing to make space.
Yeah.
And we don't do that. So
This is a no-kill shelter.
it is a no-kill shelter. So when we reach our max, then we have to tell people, you know, we're sorry, we can't take your dog in or your cat in. We try and get back to them in a timely manner. We do have quite an extensive list of people that want to surrender dogs. But we took in 4 this month. We've been closed for 6 month intakes. And then believe it or not, when we had the last hurricane that came through, we had to evacuate our dog buildings, and we asked the community to please take some in. And there were actually 3 dogs that were taken in by families, and after a few days they said, we don't want to give them back. We want to keep them, and they adopted them, so that was really awesome.
Was Fern one of those?
Fern was part of our Seniors for Seniors program that we had just started maybe a month ago, and she was our longest resident here. But what we do is anybody that's 65 or older, we allow them to take an animal home. Pretty much the dogs, but I mean the cats would qualify for that too if they had an interest. But they take them home, and we retain ownership of the animal, so it's really like they're a permanent foster.
Right.
So if any vet bills come up, any issues, we take care of it for them.
Oh, wow.
If they become ill, or they have to go out of town, or if the person ends up passing, we take the animal back. So it's a win-win for seniors,
Yes.
because a lot of times older people really want that company, but either the cost is prohibitive, or they feel like, you know, I'm older, what's going to happen to me, or you know, my animal if something happens to me. So they don't have to worry about it. So we just kind of take care of everything for them.
That's amazing, and Fern got into that program. Fern was the first dog that we highlighted.
Yeah.
In fact, we did that a bunch. We kept going back to Fern. We were begging, please,
Come get her home.
Fern had been here a bit, and we
Yeah.
were like, this is the first one. We feel connected here. We got to have Fern.
Yeah.
We were so
be
happy
adopted.
when they let us know about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Well, another thing that comes up with a facility like ours where we aren't an open intake, we can be very choosy about who we accept, and we've taken in some animals that in a municipal shelter, either they wouldn't have accepted them or they would have euthanized them immediately.
Yeah.
If they have special needs or maybe a behavioral issue. Some of the cats, we've got one that is a behavioral issue that came in pretty much feral, but she was very pregnant. And was tripping an elderly person. And so we took her in. She had her babies. Her babies are great, and they're going to be adoptable. She's never really turned in her feral card, so she's going to go to a barn and be a barn cat. But the other facilities would not have taken her in. First, because she was pregnant, and second, because she was not socialized. But that way, we take them in.
But barn cats around here, everybody think, well, you can't just make it a barn cat, throw it outside. That's not what happens with barn cats around here. I mean, people set up boxes for them. They can come in, they can lay down, or get warm. They put out heat lamps like they do for chickens. And these cats, you still feed them. It's not like you just throw them out there and say, fend for yourself.
Right.
I mean, now they will, up to a point, but they're still a part of your home. They still help keep the snakes run off and the mice run down and everything
Yeah,
else.
there are cats that are very useful to have on a farm, but they maybe just don't want to be, petted or picked up or whatever. But they still they need some love, and they need attention, and they want to live on a farm, and they're useful to have especially with rodents and that type of thing.
They're not like these guys. This guy right here just fell in love. He's not letting me move my hand much.
I don't think he wants to go to a barn.
No, this guy here would not
Now,
want to go to a barn.
behind him is Taz, and I think Taz might be our only adult cat in here. He's the oldest. Taz came to us with some urinary issues. A lot of male cats will get crystals, and they have to be dissolved. And we went through that surgery with him probably a year ago, and the vet recommended we put him on a special urinary canned food diet. And we've done that, and he's been great ever since. But for a while, we just took Taz off of our adoption list, and we labeled him the office manager. He's very much wants to be in everybody's business. He's a sweet, sweet cat, but wants to see what you're doing and help you out. But we did put him back on the adoption list, and we're hoping that he finds a perfect home. So
Yes.
you know, he does need the certain food, but it's not that expensive, and it's what he needs to be healthy, and
Well, he's definitely
it's
healthy.
a small price to pay to have.
Yeah.
He's a great cat. Great cat.
What do you do with cats? Yes. This other cat, oh, are you gonna climb? You gonna come up here and say, hey, you're not paying attention to me.
Yeah. Well, we have another cat room, and then
Yeah.
we
Let's go.
have some dogs outside.
Yeah, let's take a look. Let's
So-
go to the other cat room.
Yeah, our max capacity here, we try and stay around 16 dogs. We can take in a few more if there's an emergency, but we try to leave those spaces for law enforcement if there's something that comes up.
Right.
And we have about probably 20 or so cats right now. And
Wow.
we found that if we go over that, we can't provide the care that they need.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot to feed them, it's a lot to clean up after them, and we really want to try and spend a lot of time with each one of them. So
It's hard to do if there's just 3 or 4 people that's here and then you
Yeah.
have 20 or so cats.
well, we're lucky that we have a dedicated group of volunteers that want to come in, and sometimes we'll just tell them, we need you to come in and just sit with the kittens. And it sounds like, oh, that's hard work, but if you just sit with them and socialize them, they get used to people, and they need that to be more
Yes.
adoptable.
They're loving you, Robert. They're eating up
So
that
this is a
attention.
cat daddy right here. He's got cats at home already. Oh, he knows how to do this.
Yeah.
Let's end this video here. We'll set up in the next room and we'll pick it up from there and
Yeah.
look at the other cat room. We'll be right back. Thank you for following the
Yeah.
Southern Pride podcast, and go to ARA's website. We'll be right back.